Hi, good evening. If you're watching this webinar live, and good day to you if you're seeing the recorded version of this webinar on YouTube. So basically, before we get into the topic of today, a little bit of what the background of this webinar is. My name is Venkatraman, and I am the Chief Running Evangelist of You Can Run. Our mission is to promote running for good health. And as part of this mission of running for good health, we have published a book called Sofa to 5K. So it's a very basic, beginners, no nonsense handbook that aims to take a non-runner and make him run for 5K. So non-runner implies that he's a sedentary couch potato. And it's a very easy 8-week plan, not very stressful. Almost anybody can do it, unless of course they have some physical injuries and stuff. So basically, that is the book that we publish as part of the India Running Summit. And this series of webinars are, we had a small blip, and I'm assuming that I can take off from where I last left off. So basically, you know, runners, as I was saying, don't get tired so easily. And there's a huge amount of energy systems that they have. This translates into a lot of benefits, and we'll go into them later on. And today, first we'll explore about why uh, these energy levels are very high when it comes to the runners, and what happens. So basically, as you start training and as you start running, adaptations happen in two kinds, and that's called the training effect. The first adaptation that happens is physiological. So which means that your body undergoes a series of changes that make it more efficient in giving you energy throughout the day. So this is physiological, and we will go through what those physiological adaptations are. And the second is the biochemical. So there is a lot of chemicals, hormones, enzymes, everything the body produces, glands, organs. Food is broken down into so many steps, and we require those chemicals. And those chemicals are more efficiently produced because your body has learned to adapt and produce them and give it to you when you're running. So when you're not running, your body has got more capacity to produce energy and keep you, well energized throughout the day, and no matter what activity you're doing. So so basically, these two broad changes happen: physiological, that is what happens physically in the body, and biochemical, which is all the chemicals that are necessary to produce that energy and efficiently convert it. So what happens is that the food that you eat, we call it pizza, pie, or pav bhaji, can be anything. I mean, you might be eating a chapati and dal, and I might be eating a rice and sambar. But no matter what you eat, it all becomes the same thing. It all becomes glycogen. It all becomes fat. It all, which we all know, and it becomes what is known as ATP, and which is what the body actually uses for its energy. So this entire process by which complex molecules are broken up into smaller and smaller molecules and broken up into vitamins and micronutrients and macronutrients and absorbed by the body and stored and made available to you is a very complex process, and that is a biochemical process, and that also becomes very efficient. I have got some points written behind me, and I have to step aside a little bit. So we looked at the physiological adaptations, and we looked at the biochemical. What really happens is that because of this, your body becomes more efficient in burning fat. So the body needs glycogen. I mean, we all know when we feel tired, we eat glucon D, or we eat a glucose biscuit, or when you after you donated blood, they give you a glucose biscuit. The idea is to bring that sugar level in your body up. When your sugar level in your body drops down, then you start feeling exhausted, and you feel start getting tired. So that is when you want to typically go and reach for that cup of coffee, or you want to have a granola bar, or you want to maybe eat some fruits if you are more of the more healthy kind, or you want to have that green tea or whatever. You want to have something that will give you some instant energy. And what running does is that all these adaptations make you very efficient in metabolizing your fat. So you start burning fat more efficiently, and because that fat stores are being burned throughout the day, there is a slow release of fat into your bloodstream, and that fat gets turned into glycogen, and there is a steady state of sugar, to use a simple word, of sugar in your body. So you don't suffer from diabetes, which is the other thing, but you don't go down, you don't go up, and you have the same level of sugar in your body, which is what fat metabolization, efficient fat metabolization does for you. So you burn fat, you burn it throughout the day, and you burn it in a consistent manner. So, and we all know that we have huge reserves of fat. We need to burn a lot of it most of the time. So that is what fat metabolization does. What happens is that also, because you are exercising regularly, the body moves more glycogen closer to the muscles, and rather than keeping it as fat in your abdomen, it stores more glycogen in your muscles. So if you see, the typical example is that of bodybuilders, the huge arms, but those huge arms are actually glycogen stores. The fibers expand, but more than that, there's glycogen and water in those muscles. So body moves glycogen closer to where it will be needed. It's very efficient. It's a supercomputer. So it moves glycogen to where it will be needed and keeps it there. So you have more glycogen available closer to your muscles for you to spring into any activity that you might want to, spring into. So because of that, you have a higher level of energy. So if you're not having that glycogen, if your body was not metabolizing fat efficiently, you would feel drained, for want of a better word. But now you don't feel drained and you feel energetic. So that is what happens by having all that glycogen stores closer in your muscles. The other thing that happens is that you have a lot of VO2 max. So your VO2 max goes up, which means that VO2 is volume of oxygen, O2 is oxygen. Volume of oxygen is the maximum amount that you can breathe or take in. That number goes up. And because of that, what it means is that there is more oxygen in the body. Now, we all know that your elementary school science, you need oxygen to light a candle, and if you put that cup on top of the candle, then the candle will get blown out because there's no oxygen in that inverted tumbler. Essential school science. So basically, in order to burn fat or to burn glycogen and make it into energy, your body requires oxygen. Your body's ability to take that oxygen to each part of your system is enhanced because the VO2 max improves, and that happens largely because the capillarization increases. So what happens is that there are more capillaries running everywhere, and in those capillaries more glycogen is going, and there is more fat going, and the glycogen stores are closer to the muscles, and there's more oxygen going, and this creates a very healthy situation for your body to respond to things and to be energetic all the time. That is what capillarization does. Within each muscle, there is something known as a mitochondria. So the mitochondria are actually the nuclear reactors of your body. They take oxygen, they take glycogen, they take fat, they take all this and they convert that into energy. So because the mitochondria works well, you get energy. You get an ability to give out chemicals that make your muscles move. Okay, shortly put. So what happens is that when you exercise, the body recognizes that it requires more energy. It creates more mitochondria. It creates more power plants, very small cellular level power plants all throughout your body. And because of that, you're more energetic and you can run faster and you can lift weights and you can play around with your kid and you can carry that shopping bag up 2 flights of stairs if the lift should fail in your building, and you can push the car or change the tire or any of those activities that you might want to do on a day-to-day basis. So basically, the mitochondria keeps producing that energy that you need to carry out those activities, and that keeps you in high energy. Very last point, but very, very important point, is that your immunity, the T cells, increase in density. So what the T cells are basically they are cells in your body like white blood corpuscles, which make you more immune to infections and other things. Mind you that immediately after you run, for about 1 or 2 hours, your immunity levels drop because your body is dealing with the stress of the run. But on the long run, after say 2 hours, after 3 hours, or throughout your life, or on the days when you're not running, etc., your T level density is very high. So basically, because of that, the ability of the body to provide immunity to infections increases. So you don't fall sick. Okay, small colds, small fevers, which would have resulted in you sleeping at home and taking leave and missing that very crucial, performance appraisal meeting with your boss on that day, will not happen. For example, okay, because you'll be there all the time. If you are at work, you will report to work more often. You'll be less sick. You will say less often. You'll be having a kerchief and sniffling your nose, and you'll be energetic, and that will result in better performance throughout the day and in a better life for you. If you're a housewife, same thing. School teacher, PTA meeting, taking care of your mother-in-law, packing the dabba, taking the children to the nursery, taking him to the swimming classes, whatever your daily functions of life are, you'll do that with more energy. You'll of course be losing weight also, which is very nice and give you a good image, self-image. So basically, what happens is that runners have higher levels of energy, and this happens because of all this happens. Physiological adaptations happen and biochemical adaptations happen. The body changes, and it makes you more energetic. So that is really what uh, this talk was about. It is a quick 15-minute, 20-minute summary. We had a small glitch, and I hope that this glitch doesn't impact the performance of this webinar. If there are any viewers, and today we have none, so if there are any viewers, you can type the chat on the side, and I can respond back to the chat messages. This webinar will be stored on the YouTube, and you can also write to us and ask me questions on the YouTube video. Please feel free to share this video with others, and we want to see you really take up running and be as energetic as we are. And lastly, before I sign off, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and please do consider buying the book. Here's the plug. So please do consider buying the book. It's just 250 rupees. It's available in the shop, and there is a link below in the notes to this video about how to go about buying the book. So thank you very much for spending this part of the day with us, and we hope to see you more often.